Hello, my favorite girly pops. In today's video for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, you heard it here last. We're going to talk about Amberlynn's new video, We Need to Talk. I'm going to respond to some of the stuff that she's been saying about me on Instagram stories, as well as Tommy. Tommy, Amber's girlfriend, is speaking out. Look, what's really happening is Amberlynn is like all alone and miserable in Tommy's house while Tommy is working. Rinse, lather, delulu, we told you so, Amberlynn. We're going to get into all the drama. If you could not tell already from this ridiculous intro, everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only. Please do not take anything I say seriously. I'm sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Also, have you ever seen someone or something in my video and you're like, I would like to purchase this? I want to buy a Kermit or I want to buy something else. Well, now you can. Here's my affiliate link. If you go there, you can purchase whatever you see in my video and let me know when it ships so I can be excited for you. All right, let's get to the drama. So this is the continuation of Tommy's Insta story. Do you own or rent your home? I own my home. That's totally fine. Congratulations, Tommy. I would never in a million years tell Amberlynn's audience anything about myself if I decided to date Amberlynn Reid. This is probably not going to end well, and my opinion on that is simply because of this. So I'm reminded of a sonnet by Amberlynn Shakespeare. When a very long time ago, when Amberlynn first started dating Wifey, what had happened was during the live stream era, people were asking Wifey what seemed like mundane questions, but they weren't mundane questions. They were questions designed to get like all the info on Wifey, and that is how a lot of info was gathered, other than, of course, Amberlynn doxing her. My point here is this: the fact that Tommy, that's not really her real name. Amberlynn, everyone loves you so much they don't give their real names. My point is that it's just such a bad idea to give any private personal details about yourself. Like, here's a basic example. Another one. Did you go to college? Yes, right? How old are you? 32. Like, these things are identifying markers, right? Now, people, whoever wants to already know about Tommy already knows about Tommy. But why is it that Tommy is giving up very important information that you could have just kept to yourself, especially after what's happened? There was also another interesting questions about which Tommy prefers, and she gave us an answer. How exciting! How exciting that your girlfriend is going on Insta stories, Amberlynn, and telling us which she prefers. Do you think that that is something? I just want to ask the audience. Does the audience feel that like this is what they want their new partner to go on the internet for, and to like answer a bunch of strangers if they prefer this or that? Like, do you think that's a loving, romantic, good relationship? Let me know in the dislikes and comments down below. All right, now that we finished Tommy's Insta story for now, let's talk about Amberlynn's new video, We Need to Talk. And so she posted this like pretty long rambling video. It's just stream of Kermit consciousness, just like rambling on about everything we already know. She's desperate, alone, and miserable in Wisconsin. She's pretty much abandoned, dumped in that house by herself every day while Tommy is at work. What else is new? I'm going to talk about her video in a minute, but this is a good opportunity for me to talk to you about two very important things and to answer one of the things that Amberlynn said about me on her Instagram. Okay, here's an Instagram story from Amber. Karina picks unflattering pictures of you for her thumbnails all the time. I'm sure she does. Most reaction channels do. Okay, this is your thumbnail for your new video, Amberlynn. I don't really think there's anything wrong with the video or your thumbnail, but this is what you choose to present yourself as, which is totally fine with me. If you would like for me to use different imagery of you in my thumbnails, then you post it first. I use what you use to represent yourself. So if you want different imagery, how about you work on that and you post it first, because I will just repost the thumbnail that you posted yourself. Thanks, Amber. Right? What she is not telling you is that I'm just literally reposting what she posts, the imagery that she posts of herself. She posted first, and then I just use it as a thumbnail. Okay, that's number one. Number two, so blame yourself for whatever imagery that you yourself choose to post. For the last time, I am just reposting what she's posting first. If it's good enough for Amberlynn's 241,000 followers, it's good enough for me. I'm just reposting what you are posting first as far as imagery is concerned. Therefore, if you don't like the photos that I use for my thumbnails, you can decide to change the imagery that you choose to put out there. The second thing I'd like to say is Amberlynn recently said that it takes her hours to create and edit her videos. It takes her hours to set up. There's final touches. There's hours of setup and editing and final touches and working on the video, right? I've decided that I'm going to reread this because it's really important for the video. Okay, let me break it down. Everything I do to create that 8-minute vlog, plan, set up, edit. 8 minutes vlog is only 8 minutes because they're normally 20 plus, but I edit out a lot. Process the video, export it, uploading, final touches, description, schedule, etc. All of this takes hours. The lying here is amazing. I want you to show me how you planned for this video. I want to see how long it took you to make final touches. I mean, if we weren't on YouTube, I would say something, but we are on YouTube, so I won't. So basically, final touches, and you just spoke randomly and you didn't even edit it. And if you did edit, look, farts don't count. Exact final touches did you put into this video? I would love to know. Where is the hours of setup, the hours of editing that it took you to post this video? I am really glad that she actually posted this video because it completely debunks the lie that she recently told us. And as my most entertaining, most favorite YouTuber, Amberlynn Hans Christian Andersen, I would like to point out that she lied. Girl, you a lie. You said that there's final touches that you put in your video, that you're working so hard on your video, it takes you hours to set up and plan and film and edit. If you are going to tell us this stream of consciousness video took you hours to put final touches on, what final touches? Please make it make sense. So I hope you now see that she was lying. And I know exactly what she's going to say to that. She's going to say that her vlogs take hours to edit and film, not her stream of consciousness videos. Maybe you should try to sell that excuse to someone else. I can see that the effort that you put into your videos is this, right? So that's fine, works for me. You're my favorite YouTuber, so I'm very happy with the video. But do not continue to go around and say that it takes you hours to plan, to set up, to film final touches on a video that, like, this is the final presentation. Just saying, when you lie and say that it takes you hours to set up and film and put final touches, it's clear that you are just not telling the truth. Okay, so basically, in this video, she talks about how she's depressed and unhappy and didn't want to film. What else is new? And she brings up maybe it's seasonal depression. No, it's not. Look, what's going on here is that you are unhappy with this woman. You are like abandoned and alone, and she dumps you in this house and goes to work, right? She leaves you in this house and she goes to work. And that is like not a good recipe for Amberlynn, Hans Christian Amberlynn. Okay, look, when she first started dating this girl, one of the problems that I foresaw is that this person has a job outside the house. Amberlynn thrives when she can control the person, and or the person works in the house. Wifey worked in the house. The relationship worked out for a few years. Beck did have a job outside of the house, but Amberlynn made sure that Beck quit that job. Basically, Amberlynn cannot control this girl. She can't. And this girl has access to the outside world, which Amber doesn't like because if you don't know, when Destiny, her ex, had access to the outside world, this ended in, you know, her dumping Amber for Destiny. When Beck was working, Amber was afraid that Beck would be interested in some girl at work. My point here is this. Amberlynn needs control. We all know that. She can't control this woman. She has a life outside of Amber and she has work outside of Amber. At any moment, she'll meet someone new. At any moment, when she's getting gas or anything like that, we all remember how Beck found, the gas attendant girl attractive. And Amber was so shocked by this. Amberlynn, you are not depressed or upset or miserable and alone because of the seasons changing. Because if that was true, it would have already happened to you when you were with wifey or anyone else. What's happening here is it's obvious, it's clear, it's palpable, it's easy to see. You are sitting every single day alone, waiting for her to come home from work. This is not a healthy relationship. And you have nothing to do. She doesn't make you happy. And when you guys are together, it's very obvious that you are like disenchanted. You are unhappy. And what will happen, I will predict it right now, is eventually when these two people will break up, Amberlynn will say, "Oh, it was unhealthy for me to sit around in her house waiting for her to come home." It's obvious she only thrives at some points in relationship when the person has a job inside the home. Why? Not only is it control, but Amberlynn has the ability to be taken out all the time. See, when she was in Oklahoma with mommy would always take her out in the afternoon. And what's happening now is her girlfriend, Tommy, is probably working until 5 or 6. And then if she's not too tired, then they go out at night. Like, please, Amberlynn, we all see right through you. Look at her top comments. Like, the audience always knows. Amber, this isn't seasonal anything. This is it wearing off, and you need to be single and focus on your mental health. Yeah, she thought that this girl was going to fix her, that now that somebody claimed her on the internet, the relationship is amazing. Another comment says, you realize that she's not right for you. This is not right. This is not, yeah, you don't love her. That's what other comments said. You don't love her. I don't believe you can love someone that fast. And even if you could, the bottom line is, she's dumped alone in a house. She has no way to get out. Although, this is what I would have done if I was her. I would have been vlogging myself, taking my first Uber without my girlfriend, and take your own Ubers. Get yourself a Lyft, get yourself an Uber, go to Target, looking for a Target driver. Even now, you were upset and alone in this relationship because that's exactly what you are, upset and alone in this relationship. Here's what she said about this topic on Instagram, okay? If you're so happy with Tommy, trouble in paradise again, you can have a mental health condition and happy relationship too. It's so hard to talk about mental health with so many people, just don't understand it. What's going on is that as soon as you really got with her, you saw how unhappy you were. And what she said on the Instagram story is true. You can be, not doing well emotionally, but still be in a happy, healthy relationship. However, that's just not the case here. It's obvious what's going on. Look, whenever she is unhappy in relationships, she always lies. She always, always, always lies. And she says, like, "Oh, it's not them, it's me." No, she will later admit that this was the wrong fit for her. Why did she lie about Valentine for a year and then admitted that she was a married woman and admitted that, everything was BS? Why did she lie about her 4-year relationship with Beck? Why did she lie that she was so happy with wifey? Oh, yes, the relationship ending was mutual. 5 seconds later, she says it wasn't. You mark my words, when this eventually comes to an end, she will say, "Oh, I wasn't happy there." We can feel that you're lying. You're unhappy. Look, I'm going to put it to you like this: relationships are not as hard as some people want you to believe. Here's the litmus test. If you're in a relationship and you just got into this relationship and you are miserable, that means that this is the wrong relationship for you, okay? Ridiculous. Everyone can tell that you are. So let me get this straight. You just got with her and everything is wearing off. I told you the honeymoon period would end, and now you're miserable. That's because you're alone in her house with nothing to do except looked up things about yourself. You need to ASAP end this relationship and go home to your family. She seemed a lot happier to me personally. You can let me know in the dislikes and comments down below. She seemed a lot happier to me when she was at home with her family because she was able to go out during the day. She didn't have to wait till night. She wasn't as stifled and alone and isolated. You've become so isolated, girl. And this is not, I guarantee you, she knows this is not the relationship that she thought it was going to be, because no one else can make you happy. It's an inside job. So then she talks about how she's not going to therapy, how she doesn't pretty much want to go to therapy. Oh, one day it has to happen. One day I have to go to therapy, she says, but I'm not going to therapy now. Obviously, she needs to go to therapy, and much like everything else in her life, she's abandoned it because it could hold her accountable to her actions. Okay. A lot of you may not know this because I haven't gotten to this yet. Because her Instagram stories, I'm just still going through them. She has a lot of them. She may have ended her Instagram stories, but there's a lot of tea in it that we haven't discussed yet, which we will. I want to show you what she said about therapy on her Instagram stories that you may not know about. She gave an excuse, and this is the most outrageous excuse I've ever heard in my life. Like, why do you even bother with this? Okay. Why did you stop therapy? I know you said you've been planning to again. I hope it helps. It helped me. Because my psychologist wasn't able to see me anymore because they work in Kentucky, not Oklahoma. Like, I really don't have to read the rest. The audacity to actually type this out. It's literally like saying, well, now that I've moved to Denver, I'm going to stop wearing underwear. What are you talking about? What? Somebody hold my Kermit. What are you talking about? So no one cares in Eric's voice that you're psychologist or you're fake psychiatrist, or even if I don't even know if she was going. All right. That's my opinion is I don't even know if she was going. Probably made it up. But yeah, sometimes doctors can't, much like accountants, Amberlynn, they can't travel along with you. They cannot travel along with you. So what? Meanwhile, back on planet Earth, the idea would be that you get a new one. Like when I move away or when I've moved away, I didn't get to keep all my doctors. Like I always make that joke that she was so desperate to keep her accountant. Gee, I wonder why. When she moved away, like that would be the last thing on my mind. I just get new doctors, I'd get new accountants. You stopped going to therapy because you didn't want to go to therapy. If you wanted therapy, you would move to Oklahoma and find a therapist online. I know people that see therapists like on the phone, online. There's so many different ways. You don't actually have to physically go to therapy to get it. You don't want to get therapy. Just say that. Like the idea that she said that it's because her therapist couldn't see her in Oklahoma. That's not even something that I would ever mention to anyone. I would just get a new doctor. It's like when you're getting a new dentist when you move or something like that. It was the best therapy I've ever done. Yeah, it shows. I truly felt a connection with them, was able to heal parts of me I never thought I would, and found parts of me I didn't know existed. I am hesitant finding another psychologist because after 6 months of intensive therapy, yeah, that you clearly didn't have, with that one person, it's hard to start over. Who do you think you're fooling here? Stop the BS. So, anyways, other than that, Gem, that was one of the best things she's ever said. Look, she doesn't want to go to therapy because, she's not going to therapy. She discusses it in this video. My opinion, she doesn't want to be held accountable. Also, this is just my theory. My opinion, not a fact. I believe she lies to all her therapists. The reason that I think that, besides the obvious reason why I would think that, is because she's told us before that her therapist said that she's, an empath. Her therapist said that she's a wonderful person and not a narcissist. Clearly, therapy at work. Therapists, by the way, are very trained psychologists, psychiatrists. They are trained to see when you're lying. Here's my theory, and it's just a theory. I think that because she lies all the time to her audience and everyone in her life, she's so trained where that's her natural state that maybe somebody can't tell. But I think that maybe she doesn't want to start over because it also, see, what's happening is this: she's lying about what's going on to the people that she sees. However, what's happening is these people are still saying, well, this, and she's still being held accountable in the situation. Even when she says what I'm sure she's saying, what other people are doing, to her, of course, because, she's innocent. So I just thought that that was ridiculous. You need to get therapy ASAP, but of course you won't. What else is new? The really riveting part of her video is when she admits that she's not herself. She says, "Oh, I need to come on here and be myself." And that Amberlynn that always gets like, that got the attention that people started watching me for was when I was like, pretty much like myself and showing you my personality. And now that I'm like pulling back, nobody wants to watch me. I'm paraphrasing. That's what she's basically saying. Because she says, "Oh, I need to come on here and be myself." This is something that I have talked about for a very long time. She is faking it on YouTube. The real her comes out in her live streams, and people like have a very strong reaction to the real her. That's why she doesn't do live streams. She's afraid to be herself. So, how long have I told you that she is not being herself when she comes on camera, and she has this like fake persona that she puts on for her YouTube videos? So, the average person that has never seen her videos and doesn't know her history will come on, will see a boring, mundane video and be like, "Well, why do people have such a strong reaction to her?" As I told you, she's not being herself, and she has finally admitted it. So, I'm telling you, she like, I know that she's not being herself. I've said it for years, and now she's admitting it. Wonderful. Amberlynn, you're never going to be yourself because you've already created a fake persona that you have to upkeep. Anyways, thoughts, comments, rinse, lather, delulu, here we are. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments down below. I wish everyone mentioned all the best. Thank you so very much for watching today. If you enjoyed today's video, please check out this video that's popping up here. You may enjoy it, you may not enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, go and leave it a dislike. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.